You're gonna know which are the self-help books that can actually help you in today's video. Hey guys, it's Helly and welcome back to my channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood bookworm who brings to you book recommendation, movie recommendations, and sometimes courses and podcast recommendations as well. And basically a lot of things nerdy. So in case you are addicted to knowledge, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some self-help books that will actually change your life. There's literally self-help books about everything in our age. There's self-help books regarding career, about my non-existent love life, about how to have a better relationship with parents, children, grandparents, teachers, and strangers you meet on the internet as well. But before we get into today's video, I know that some of you just don't want self-help. You don't want to help yourselves. You just love being in self-despair, and honestly I resonate with that sometimes. So I want to recommend one book that's just not what I promised you, and this one is called Nausea. If you just keep thinking about what's the point of life, why am I even living, why is everything so sad, what's the meaning of everything, and basically you want to make things worse for you, please read this book. Thank you. But if you don't and you actually want a better life for yourself, keep watching today's video. Number one recommendation for you in case you want a better life and you actually want to change the way you're living. This book is called Range. Range is a book by an author called David Epstein, and this book has a very different agenda. I'm pretty sure you've read this many a times that you need to specialize in something to make a lot of money. You need to specialize in just one thing and not be a jack of all trades if you want to be successful in life, right? And David Epstein tells that it's wrong. He says that you need to be a generalist in a world of specialists to actually be better, actually be successful in what you're doing. Now, while there are exceptions, the way this book is structured is going to change a lot of perceptions that you might have about making money, living life, and actually your entire sense of being itself. Something that I really resonated with is definitely the fact that there's so many people who specialize in certain things. However, it is our unique skill sets combined that actually make us successful. I'll give you a quick example. I'm a reader and I do make money by reading because I share my opinions on the books that I read consistently on YouTube. However, the fact that I have a nice, decent business today is not just because I'm a reader. It's because I read books, I applied them in my life, I built skills like writing, then I explored things like marketing so that I can connect with more people. Then I looked for more clients. Then I kind of kept on building my skill sets one on top of other and diversifying my income streams. These things did not happen in one night, and technically I have dipped my feet in like many things before finding out what really works for me. So David Epstein is not saying that you need to do literally everything in the world to be successful, but he definitely says that you don't need to stay in just one place. You can explore multiple things in your life, which I do recommend for you. When you combine multiple skill sets, that's when you actually create something super duper unique. And yes, that's why I wanted to recommend this book. Not a lot of people talk about this non-fiction book, and I thought that this will be a good addition. I read this book in the audiobook format, and if you like reading audiobooks and you want to save a lot of money, make sure that you use my trial code for Storytel. The link will be in the description below, and basically you'll get 3 months of subscription in under 400 rupees. That's less than 130 rupees per month, and you'll be getting to read over 1 lakh books, and you can choose from any of the books on their platform. They have a huge collection that I'm pretty sure you can't finish like literally in your whole life. So yes, please enjoy reading. I'll leave the link in the description below. Make use of the offer while it lasts. Now that I'm done talking about Range, which was one of my priorities to discuss because I've never talked about it before, there's another book that I have not appreciated much on my channel. And this book is called Hyperfocus. Now there's many books around a similar topic, that is focusing better, getting things done, like getting things done itself. There's also this book called Essentialism that you might like. You might also like the book called 80-20 Principle. You might also like 4-Hour Workweek. However, something very common in all these books is that they simplify focus too much. They're like, oh, you just do this, you organize your time like this, and you'll get things done. However, the smallest part of actually getting things done is your focus. At the end of the day, whenever you focus on something and your energy flows in that direction, success starts showing up. Hyperfocus thus is definitely one of the most important books in self-help that you read. in productivity and focus categories. I don't recommend any other books for now. If you want to get things done, if you want to be more successful, if you want to get deeper work done, there's also a book called Deep Work, which is along a similar line by Cal Newport. You can read that as well. That's also pretty good. But both these books are very good for people who struggle to get things done. If you think of doing something, but then throughout the day you're just scrolling through reels, or you're just doing things that are irrelevant, yeah, these books will be a good addition to your reading list. Don't just read them, actually apply them. I'm really sad that I have to say that, but it's true. Anyway, coming to finances now. I love talking about money, and two really good books about money that I've recommended quite a few times before, but they are worth another mention because I'm pretty sure you've not got it yet. If you have, please comment it below. But it's called Master Your Money, Master Your Life by Abhishek Kumar. I got this book for review 1 year ago and I loved it so much. I am so grateful to the author for actually choosing me, because if he hadn't, I probably wouldn't have known much about this. Kind of sad that not a lot of Indian great books are marketed well and not a lot of people get to know it. But for the longest time, I'd been reading finance books. They were catering to the US audience, and a lot of things are not relevant here because interest rates and return rates are very different from US in India. So Abhishek's book is focusing on the Indian market, which is amazing. I loved reading this book. It's also very simple. He breaks down his concepts in very simple words, so even someone who has not read a single book in their lives will be able to understand. If you want to master your personal finance, read this book instead of any foreign writers. Foreign writers books are good for like the core concept, but for actionable steps you need someone whose experience is catering towards the country we actually live in, and Abhishek Kumar does that. There's another writer who wrote this book called Invest 40 rupees a day and Become Rich, something like that. I didn't like his book, although it's another very popular book, but yeah, I like Abhishek Kumar's book better, so I do recommend that. Beyond that, I also recommend another great book by T. Harv Eker. It's called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It talks a lot about how you can become a millionaire, what is the difference between someone who's not a millionaire and a millionaire, and how many things that we think about them are completely wrong. But more than that, I really love this book because it has a lot of actionable worksheets. I love worksheets. I'm a digger for worksheets in non-fiction books. And oftentimes on my Instagram, I do share worksheets I really love. In case you're a worksheet person, you love self-reflection, you love keeping track of stuff, you might want to follow me on @TheHaileyBlog. And yes, that will be my 2 recommendations for the finance category. Now, if you are a fan of Vishen Lakhiani and Mindvalley, you might enjoy reading his book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. This book is pretty good for anyone who has never read a self-help book in their lives. Why? Because it talks about almost every self-help concept in just one book. It's amazing. However, if you're someone who has just read a lot of self-help books in their life, this will feel repetitive. For me, it did. But then I realized that a friend of mine who had never read any self-help book before loved it, because it really combines all the core lessons from the majority of the books, like having a clear focus, being absolutely unshaken no matter what someone thinks about you, etc., in its chapters. So this is a very good book in case you've not read much of self-help, but if you already have, you might give this a skip. The next book I recommend is called Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking by Dale Carnegie. I love this book. Why? Because communication is literally my bread and butter. And for most people, communication is your bread and butter, especially in today's era of Zoom, where most of our conversations are like, hey, can you hear me? Hey, am I audible? Hey, can you see me? Literally, communication needs to be better. You need books like this. I wish someone wrote a book called Quick, Easy Way to Effective Speaking in the Age of Zoom, because I need some changes to be made to this. But this is a very good book for you in case you're an introvert, you struggle with communicating your thoughts, because at the end of the day, how successful you become really depends on the amount of ideas you share with people and how effectively you are able to share that. For me, it's much more easy to spot that I'm publicly speaking. I'm dealing with clients every day. I'm dealing with students every day. So for me, speaking, of course, you can see it on the surface level how important it is. But even for you, I'm pretty sure you speak to a lot of people when you go to get a job, when you try to get clients, when you actually, do an interview or something. You will have to communicate why you are the best, why your ideas are to be preferred, why you should be given a raise, etc. And that's why you need to get better with communication. And Dale Carnegie's book is really, really good. It does focus more on public speaking though, but some of the principles are relevant to you even if public speaking is not your agenda. The last book that I'll recommend today is Jordan Peterson's book called 12 Rules for Life. Well, I need to say this though, Jordan Peterson has some great lectures on YouTube. You have to check them out. For this book, he talks about some core principles that you should live by. Since he's a clinical psychologist and a professor, he's really good at kind of putting his thoughts together in a very cohesive manner. However, for me, the favorite tip is the 12th one, that we should always pet a cat when we come across it. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope that you'll be buying some of these self-help books. The links to all the books will be in the description below. If you want to support my channel and you love my content, make sure that you use my affiliate links to purchase, so that I do get a commission every time you make a purchase, and that helps me buy some more books for myself. And in case you want to save more money and you want to switch to audiobooks, majority of the books that I discussed today are available on Storytel, the link to which will also be in the description below for a discounted rate. And yes, I'll be back with another video very soon. Let me know what I should create a video on next. Till my next video, bye bye.